Want to say peace and blessings to everyone that's on the call, or should I say online? I'm saying on the call. I'm so used to doing our prayer calls in the morning. But I want to say peace and blessings to you, family. Hope all is well with you guys. Hope all is blessed with you. Want to say shalom lak mash paka. I hope it's well with you, family. We're going to get started here in a second. Want to just give a moment for others to jump in. I know this is a last minute live, but just wanted to touch on it briefly. So we'll get started here in a second. I know Sister E is going to try to jump in here with this discussion we're going to have here. So we're going to get started here in a second. All right. So let's give it another minute before we get started here. All right, we're going to get started here in a second. Just trying to see if Sister E is going to jump in. All right, we're going to get started here in a second here. Let me just do this. Let me just do this real quick. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. And when she is able, we'll just bring her right on in. What is the noise here? I'm here. All right, there we go. All right. If you can hear me clearly, just type 1 and we'll get started here. If you can hear me clear, just type 1. But before we get started here, I want to just say peace and blessings to everyone that's here online. I want to say peace and blessings to Rabbi Stansbury. I want to say shalom to you, brother. Appreciate you. I want to also give say peace and blessings, salamah, to Anitri Yah. So I want to say peace and blessings as well. Who else do we have here? Let's see here. I want to say peace and blessings to Darnell. I just want to just say peace and blessings to all of you. All right. And we're going to get started here. Not going to be long here. And I'm not one who believe in spiking the ball or anything like that on anyone. But I do feel the need to touch on this particular person. Matter of fact, I want Want to say peace and blessings to Door of L. Want to say peace and blessings before I get started. Peace and blessings to you. And we'll deal with your question in a second, but peace and blessings to you. Thanks for the emails. I've seen some of the emails that have come in. So just want to let you know I did receive your email. So peace and blessings to you. Who else do we have here? I want to say peace and blessings to Sister Pam. I want to say peace and blessings to you as well. Who else do we have here? Poetry by Karima Judah. I want to say peace and blessings as well. All right. So I'm not going to do too much tonight because I do have a video that I'm uploading that is going to go in with the behaviors of Vocab Malone. And I'm sure some of you guys have already seen or probably heard, but just in case you haven't heard, YouTube has labeled Vocab Malone to being promoting violence. I'm sure you guys saw it inside the comment section, the description. But let me pull it up here just to give you the exact wording. He's been cited that he's no longer eligible to monetize his videos, and that's because it says that based on harmful or hateful content that is let me see here. I'm trying to see if I could read it here. Incendiary, demeaning, promoting violence or hatred, especially on the basis of protected characteristics. In other words, stereotypes and things. That's basically what it means. But it's a number. What's her name? The lawyer Nefertiti. This is posted on her Facebook page for this this screen print of Vocab Malone's material being he's no longer able to monetize or do the super chats and things along that line because of apparently there has been complaints about what he does. All right. And I want to be clear. That's why we as a people, we have to be careful on how we communicate, right? We know we're the people of the book, but we still have to make sure that we're wise. We're using discernment on how we articulate ourselves. And so we all know that Vocab Malone has been purposely straddling that fence. He's been using racism. He's been using stereotypes. He's been using Black exploitation. He's been doing a number of different things and yet he still gets the support of the urban apologists. Nefertiti is calling for others within the Christian community to send a letter to YouTube asking them to reconsider the lockdown, right? So let's highlight a few things here. I want to just highlight, and let's be very respectful in the comment section because we are the people of the book and we have to be the examples of the people of the book. All right. So let's start with showing some of the videos. Okay. Let me show you a couple of clips. You be the judge. All right. And we'll post your comments as you see. Let's see here. Sister E, I sent it to your Sister E Gmail account. All right. Matter of fact, before I play a clip, let me see if I could get this sent to Sister E again. All right, let's try this again. Okay. And then we'll go into the clip here, but let me try this again. All right. Okay, I just sent it to you again, Sister E. So check your email. I sent it to your Sister E Gmail account. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. All right. And when she come in, we'll just bring her right on in. So let me share one of the clips here, and you be the judge. Matter of fact, let me do this here. There we go. Let me show you one of the clips, and you be the judge. You guys are going to be the judge and jury, and we're going to see what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. Let's start with vocab and slavery in the USA. Let's start with showing that clip.
Oh, I got another idea. Brother Jay, have you ever sang parodies before? You know, a parody, like a satire song?
Have I ever sung one?
Yeah, a parody.
No, I've never sung a parody, man.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot right now, but check it out. I wrote a parody to something, bro. I think that this thing's hilarious. I'm gonna see if you're down to do it, and I'm gonna make a video out of this joint. You know that song by Miley Cyrus, "Party in the USA"?
Yeah.
Yo, slavery in the USA, bro.
Oh man,
I got a whole song, man, and I can't sing it.
Talk about that one off air.
All right, so you guys see that there. Now just post your comments and tell me what you think. That's his words. Those are his own words. All right. Let me see here. Before we go into it, well, go ahead and post your comments. And what I'm going to do here is get Sister E here on the line here. Let's see if we can do this again. All right, let me see. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's try this again. And you know what? I'm going to send it to you again, Sister E. And I'm going to text it to you as well. Let's do it that way. So that way you get it. All right. So I'm texting it to you now. All right. All right. So while she's getting the invite, now what do you guys think? What do you guys think of what I just shared with you? What do you guys think about that? And what's sad about it is this is the behaviors that many within Christianity think is justifiable. They really think that this is okay, right? Really think that this behavior of him mocking our people by saying he's going to make a song about slavery in the USA. We've seen what happened to Nick Cannon, right? We've seen what happened to Sean Jackson. We've seen what happened to what's his name? Lamont Mark or Mark Lamont, the former spokesperson or the former analyst that used to be on CNN. You see how they removed him, or Jamal Hill, I believe that's his name. You see how he got removed from even just the thought or the accusation of him promoting per se. We already went through it, but the what's the group? The ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, them stating that he was promoting the destruction of Israel, right? We've seen some of the different things that have been, many have lost their jobs. Many have a number of things that occurred to them because of toting the line of what is being referred to as anti-Semitism or anti-Semitic, And yet we see that vocab lasted this long. All right. So I'm going to play it one more time for those that didn't catch it. Let me play this one more time, and then we'll post some of your comments up, and then we'll go to the next clip. All right. So let's do this again. Here we go.
Oh, I got another idea. Brother Jay, have you ever sang parodies before? You know, a parody, like a satire song?
Have I ever sung one?
Yeah, a parody.
No, I've never sung a parody, man.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot right now, but check it out. I wrote a parody to something, bro. I think that this thing's hilarious. I'm gonna see if you're down to do it, and I'm gonna make a video out of this joint. You know that song by Miley Cyrus, "Party in the USA"?
Yeah.
Yo, slavery in the USA, bro.
Oh man,
I got a whole song, man, and I can't sing it.
Talk about that one off
Right.
All right. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Did he go overboard? Absolutely. But what do you guys think about what you saw? All right. Just post it in and I'll bring some of your comments up here. What do you guys think? All right. Let me see some of the comments here. All right. Let's see what's true. That shaking my head. Absolutely. Who else? I was trying to keep it appropriate because the word I was going to use rhyme with moon. Yeah, let's stay away from those terms right there, because I know what you're thinking about. Kay Harris, one of the pet peeves that I have is the fact that many of our brothers and sisters are comfortable using the word coon, and I do not like to use that, in association with anyone, especially knowing what what our ancestors were subjected to. All right. So we got Sister E here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it more. But yeah, let's be conscientious about that, about using those words, because those words can be very hurtful. And again, I'm one of those that do not like to use those type of terms. And I know you're being respectful, and I understand. But let's not even use that word, because coon, really, if you study the word, comes from the word baraka, right? Barracoon, baraka. Those were the dungeons that our ancestors were actually stored in, and some of them were stored in dungeons before they were sent from that point of no return for 6 months. I mean, it was really nasty when you really research the how our ancestors were treated. So yeah, let's definitely stay clear of any type of name calling, but let's make sure that we are above the muck, so to speak. Like my wife would say, stay above the muck. My grandmother will also say, stay away from the mess. She has some other choice words. But we got Sister E here. How's it going, Sister E?
Oh, nothing. I'm good. I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Well, everyone is doing good. We just showed the first clip, and that's the slavery of USA with vocab. So we're dealing with vocab. The post that Nefertiti posted about vocab, I guess, shared a screen print of his videos now being monetized, and the label that they had given, or the things that they said, is that his videos, his content is very harmful, and that it's hateful content, right? And that it says demeaning,
It is
promoting violence and hatred. All right. And so that's what we're dealing with tonight. And just want to get your thoughts on it. And we got a couple of other videos we're going to play as well. So what's your thoughts on everything that transpired? Because actually you brought it to my attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on with him, and I think the other guy, David Woods, because he usually helps him, especially with those Islamic videos. And if anybody has done any research on David Woods, he has a interesting backstory. But with that being said, that behavior has been going on for a while. all the things he said about the Israelite community, slavery in the USA, that's not godly and what they would consider to be Christian. Like, if you're trying to win souls and bring people to Christ, that's not the manner in which you do things. And I think he's gotten so out of control that he's become comfortable in his disrespect, and now it's pretty much caught up with him. I don't feel bad for him because he's a grown man and he knows what he's doing. So that's my take on it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. No love lost. Do not feel sorry for him one bit. And he purposely straddled the fence. I'm still upset about, how he portrayed Dante in his videos, from all the way from having his mouth taped with X, duct tape, to, manipulating the picture to have him view, his appearance look a certain way. That's what he does to everyone that he brings on that platform when he's dealing with the Hebrew Israelites. He always want to really straddle the fence or push the narrative of illiterate, less than, mocking, so a lot of the, the black exploitation formula that was used for many of the movies in the late 60s that throughout the 70s about our people.
Yeah, I mean, it's so demeaning that if I call myself Israel, if I don't call myself Israel, that's not the root of the conversation. The root of his conversation is, where do you feel that it's good to do this type of racist dialogue? And you think you've gotten comfortable in your racism to the point that he's so comfortable in his racism that he doesn't see that that's demeaning and racist. There are things that I don't care for within the Islamic community and also in the European Jewish community. But will I be disrespectful? No. How am I supposed to be a light if I'm doing things of the world? And those videos, like this whole thing he's been doing called Islamic Me or something he's been doing, it's very demeaning. He calls one guy, David Wood called one guy raisin head or something, but it was very demeaning. And I'm like, this is not ministry. This is disrespect, and nobody can ever take him serious. But I mean, hey, if Eric Mason rock with him, that's Eric Mason's dude. If Eric Mason good with having the racists on his team, well, that's so be it. And that's how they feel. And that's why they're rallying behind him. And it's a lot of people in the black community that are rallying behind him. And I'm like, I understand that God wants us to walk in, Yah wants us to walk in forgiveness, but Yah does not want us to be a doormat. No,
exactly.
So
exactly. Well, you hit it right on the nail, and you actually kind of set us up for a couple other videos, right? Far as I have some of those clips from the, what is it, Islam Me or whatever series. I'm going to show one of the videos and tell me what you think. And this is very gross. And notice how and what roles that he have our people playing. And I'm just surprised that our people are willing to allow him to use them as props. Now, here's one of the videos that I'm sure he got a lot of heat off of.
Stuff we've been doing has got him real sick. I took these prescription antibiotics, man. It really helped me. But they won't take it. Said it's kaffir medicine. I don't know what to do, man. Jamal! Wait a minute. Good thing I went to the zoo, though. I got just what Muhammad ordered. I got just what prescribed. This camel urine will do the trick every time. Okay. Nice and slow. Easy. Take the medicine. I feel like it's doing the trick already. This is great. Okay.
Unbelievable, right?
That is so.
Unbelievable. He has a brother man, right, who's supposed to be a Muslim. They both supposed to be Muslims, and going to get camel urine, right, and then pour it inside the brother man's mouth to revive him.
Wow. Wow. You know what? That right there is enough within itself to let you know that the apologetic community shouldn't be taken serious. I mean, me and you both, Pastor Kelly, we both grew up in the church and we understood what it means to be an evangelist and evangelize and also be a part of street ministry. I think both of us have, being a part of church, have experienced that one way or another. That's not ministry. And if I even when I was a part of the church, if my pastor or a pastor found out I was doing videos like this, they would have sat me down. And you remember that back in the day, they'll sit you down. They would have
Oh
sat me
yeah.
down. They would have set me down so quick because that's out of order. You know, there is nothing good or godly in that. Regardless of what you think wrong, right, or indifferent, I know that, you know, we understand that Islam is not the true faith. And the way he's going at it, I got people that I work with and that are friends that are Muslims. If they saw this, they would have called him out alone. They would have asked for his number and would have talked.
Exactly.
So that's just, I can't take him serious. Can't take the whole apologetic community serious. Because again, I'm gonna say this again. Eric Mason said this is the man that knows what he's doing. This is, if Eric Mason wouldn't have given him that platform, he wouldn't have that much momentum within the community. So I blame Eric Mason more so of Vocab. Vocab is doing what Vocab is supposed to do. That's who he is. But Eric Mason has allowed this man to come in, and now his people are ready to fight for him, and he's making videos like this. Shame on the apologetic community. Shame on them.
Exactly. Bishop Mason, Damon Richardson,
Nefertiti.
and Nefertiti, you know, that whole group. And reason why we're naming them, because those have been some of the more vocal ones within them. And they helped start this thing, you know, and which actually I shouldn't even be surprised, you know, with Nefertiti and others trying to rally around him. You know, it's unbelievable, you know, and, you know, just to see the behaviors that they allowed him to do and still trying to endorse him.
And what's so interesting, if I would have did something like that, let's say I did a video like that within my community, you would have checked me. Majors would have checked me. Teo would have checked me. Everybody would have been checking me. Only Love would have been checking me. Everybody would say, you lost your mind. Why would you do something like that? My own community would have checked me if I would have did something like that. Because that's just that there is no, how can I say this? I'm trying to find the nicest way that no integrity in what he's done. You know, no level of a professionalism in anything that he's done. It's just, I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna just show this man pouring camel urine in this black man's mouth. I can't do it. I can't take him too much.
Exactly. I'm with you. And speaking of that, I'm going to show another clip because someone made a comment. Let me put it up here. Yemi, he says, but Eurocentric Christianity loves these stereotypes. Absolutely, brother. He goes on to say they cape for this stuff. The best part of Trump being president of the United States is that he exposed the heart of American Christians. Now, I'm going to use that to bring up another video that he really, I'm surprised that he made it this far without being flagged. But here's another video. I'm going to pull it up here.
Peace be upon me? There's a better way to end this. Let me introduce you to an agent I like to call Trump's Tower. Well, folks, it doesn't look like Muhammad's ready yet to make a deal. When he is, tell him to slide into my DMs on Twitter.
Now, for him to make a video like that and for him to have his channel this long, you have stereotype there. What's the stereotype? Number one, um, the Islamic people, far as all of them being terrorists, the bombs, you see the whole layout, but then have him threatening the president. And if the president said something out of line, then he's going to blow him up. And then show the president laying hands on that community.
Shame on the urban apologetic community, because that's they want us to always check the camps. You see, the camps don't have as much momentum as they used to have. I will say that much. And I think that the camps doesn't have that much. I don't think they have as much momentum because of the things that we all have been doing. Not to speak bad against them, but we have been working hard to ensure that we direct our people the correct way, to give them the right direction. We all don't agree, but ultimately we all are trying to do one thing: meet our maker and, make it into the kingdom. So we keep our folks like that in check, but they have literally, turned into a apologetic camp, and that's what I call them. Except they make fun and jokes. They may not cuss people out in the street, but they insult people with the things that they do in their lives. And again, shame on the urban apologetic community. I want to see. Well, I'm wondering, how urban can they be if they allow this to go on? But like I said, they don't care. They really don't care about their community. So that's my thought and my opinion. I'm not saying that to you, but.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And I'm going to show another video of him dealing with satire, but really really pushing the buttons on stereotypes, especially when it comes to our people in conjunction with the Islamic community, because many of them, when I say them, when you read information about the talking points that they have about how to debunk a Hebrew Israelite per se, like what's his name, Hank the Answer Man, and some of the other material that's out there, they would actually review us as being lower than Islam, right? They give Islam more of a view of being civilized per se. Remember those two words, pagan, or these two words, pagan and heathen. When you look up the word pagan, you'll see that when they use that word pagan, especially when you read in the scriptures, they view pagan as being a civilized community that don't believe in the scriptures, that don't believe in Yah, that don't believe in the Hebrew Israelite Messiah. But they view when they use the word heathen, right? Start paying attention to the scriptures. They refer that to any African tribe they feel to be uncivilized, right? In their minds, barbarians, right? Barbaric rather. And also, idol worshipers. So those two words are used differently, right? Again, pagan is associated with the Greeks, associated with the Romans, right? Associated with many of what they would call Gentiles, so to speak. But when you see that word heathen, right, they are using that word purposely there, right, as a descriptor for tribes or groups within Africa. So I just thought I'd share that. But any thoughts, Sissy?
You pretty much explain why they do the things that they do, because they feel like heathens per se, in their viewpoint, Eurocentric community tends to think that as long as they're heathens, we can talk about them. We can say that's that slave mentality, that, they're animals, so we're justified in what we do to them. So because they're not human, they're lower class of mammal. That's the same tactics that the urban apologetic community does. It's fine for them to cuss us out and talk crazy to us and do videos like that because, they're heathens. We can do whatever. But let us even just call them out, then we're persecuting. I'm like, wow, that's it's kind of double-sided. So if I call you wrong, Christians are being persecuted, but when you talk about us, oh, heathens can be treated any kind of way. I'm like, wow, that's their attitude.
And see, one thing I learned in church is that nice nastiness.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
people can be very nasty without cursing you out. You know, and you see a lot of that within their community. You know,
Yeah.
you see a lot of that, like when you're dealing with pastors, you're engaging them about identity, about Hebrew, being a Hebrew Israelite. They have a way of being nice, nasty to you. They may not curse you out or anything like that, but they have a way of being nasty to you and lumping you up with a certain demographics of people. They have a way of really being nasty with how they respond. And I really learned that from being in church, growing up in the church, and seeing a lot of that. And so, you know, that's what we see here. Even though they may not use curse words, but look at the buttons that they are pushing.
Now they
Look
do
at the
use,
nastiness that they're pushing.
now they do use cuss words because I didn't caught a couple of them.
Okay, well, yeah, well, from the ones I engage with, well, yeah, then again, yeah, I'll take that back. Yeah, it's some of them that definitely does that. You know, so you're hitting it on the nail. And before we go on, I want to say peace and blessings. I thought I said Azah. Yeah, Azah fingers. I want to say peace and blessings. I want to say shalom to you as well. All right, but yeah, you're right about that. But nevertheless, still, you know, he's wrong. There's nothing justifiable about those videos, you know, and it's going, regardless of how long we may think we are getting away with something, it's going to come back. You know what I mean? It's going to come back and bite you. And I mean, look at the timing of it happening. You know, look at all what's happening right now. Look at how he's been railing against our people. Railing, I mean, built his entire platform basically on going against the Hebrew Israelites. Most of his videos is on us, our community. Most of his videos, if you count his videos between our community and Islam, the biggest views that he gets on his videos is based upon our community. When you look at their views across the board, the major attention grabber per se, is bringing us up, bringing up the Hebrew Israelites. Can't give sound teaching, can't stand alone without what? Bringing us up.
Correct.
You
And
know,
make a lot of
so
money off of us. They need to pay us back. I mean, because that's how they make their money, off of us. And you know what? What's so interesting is I saw somebody respond within, I think in his comments on his page when he made it be known, or I think it was in Nephew's Facebook. I saw that because I think Pat told us about it, and we looked out there, and someone was like, we're going to send emails talking about, you know, the work that he does to bring people to Christ and expose Islam and the Israelite community and the atheist community. So I'm asking myself this question while I'm reading it. I said, so the way to bring people out of it is insult them out or insult them to make them look bad? Try to find a falsehood, and that's the problem. Some of them don't know how to find the falsehood of our community if it was sitting there, but there is no falsehood. So instead of finding the error, they insult us, and they'll swear, "Oh, we found it, we debunked you." Come on now, you just said. I don't even want to talk about the thing that Nephi did. That was like, wow. But I mean, nothing. You know what? Nothing shocks me anymore when it comes to them. I think the only thing that would be shocking to me if I ever see something. Never mind. I ain't gonna say that because they'll say Sister E is reaching. So. But yeah, nothing shocks me when it comes to them, period.
yeah, now I'm with you on that. And again, that's why you know, we're going to be held accountable for everything we do. And again, it's sad when we see our own people, you know, just jumping aboard. You know, what's that term? What's that term? Cognitive dissonance. You know,
Cognitive distance. Yeah, distance.
you know, and that's what contradictory behavior, questionable behavior And we see that firsthand
Yep.
with everything going on, especially with our brothers and sisters being murdered, right? You would think that they would actually be more conscientious of what they do because of the climate of what's happening right now. You would think that they'll be more tactful, but instead they don't care. There's no filters whatsoever. And so Azar made a great point too. He said, notice how they only go after the one West Hebrews, no one else, right? They'll go after us from a sense of not necessarily what we teach, but they'll try to lump us with them just to try to minimize the impact that we have, because we're contrary to what they've been teaching about the Hebrew Israelites. You know, some of us still wearing our suits. Some of us are, teaching the fullness of salvation, and we're not cursing people out. We're not doing all the things that they say that that the camps, many of the camps are doing, they or have done or continue to do. So yeah, they very selective with that. So I totally agree with you, Aza. You was going to say something, Sister E?
Oh no, I was agreeing with what's up, Aza. Hello, grace and peace. I do agree with him on that. I mean, they try to lump us together, and that's something when I was on Berean's channel that I always tried to say, stop lumping us all together, because I don't lump all of y'all together. All of us have our own understanding, and even within us, some people agree on certain things, but even within them, I found out that they don't agree on everything. In fact, they have moments, they have disagreements within their own community. So, and they don't always agree on everything, so they can't really come at us until they get theirs in order. But again, they have a unified front in front of everybody, but behind the scenes, and I saw it for myself, behind the scenes, it's a whole nother set of conversations that go on. You see the tension, you see the argument amongst them, you see the divide. It's some division there, but they don't want nobody to call them out on it. But they love to come at us, lump us together, and just it's their side of the world is sad. And even if I didn't think I was an Israelite, I wouldn't dare want to be a part of the urban apologetic community. I wouldn't, period. Just off of how they did Berean, no, and how they've done us, especially, me being on the panel with Berean and trying to build, and, I try to work with them. Man, I gave up. I gave up even before for the incident with me and Cherry. I was done, because it's just, you can't do it. As I said, can he speak?
I'm not sure how to do all of that with this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Aza, let's schedule another matter of fact, let's do it this weekend, because I'm still learning the features on here. And send me your invite information too, but just let me if we don't get you on tonight, let's definitely do it this weekend. All right, and we'll talk about it more, because I am going to premiere a video this weekend in regards to dealing with the spirit that Vocab Malone operates in. So let's do that. Let's do it this weekend, and then that way you could be on. You could be part of the panelists per se, and we could talk about it and address it. All right. Let's see here. And I pulled up here. Let me pull it up here real quick, and I'll show another video before we close out. But let me show you this here. Let me see if this works. All right.
And while you're doing that, I want to bring up a point. Like the conversations that me and you and I have had, and others have had. There's nothing wrong with discussions. I want to pull a panel together, have a discussion with Mike Holloway and a couple of us in our community to talk about a few things, and what our viewpoints are. But the number one rule is you got to be respectful. And I let him know, and I've let others know that this is not going to be a debate. This is going to be a discussion. The moment I feel like we're going into a debate, then I'm kicking you out. pretty much. We got to learn how to come together and have righteous discussion, not operate in unrighteousness, and we attack each other. You know, because you'll get that spirit on you. I had found myself about to get into that mode where I was, and I have to say, this isn't godly. This is not the will of the Most High Yah for me to be conducting myself like that. So I have to reel myself back, but it's easy to get caught up. So that's my point. I know you're getting your video up.
Yeah, I was trying to bring up the actual screen print, but I'm not able to bring it up. It's not populating here, but oh well. Well, let's go to this next video here, and we'll talk about it here. Let's see here. Let's go to the satire here that Vocab did with mocking the Hebrew Israelites, and then we'll go to one final video from there.
Divide the whole number, the hoof. Divide the lowest common denominator, the hoof. And be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
Let's try that.
Divide the whole number, the hoof. Divide the lowest common denominator, the hoof. And be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is on. Divide the whole number.
Now it's not letting me do it here. All right. I don't want to refresh or nothing like that. It's not like.
Divide the whole number, the hoof. Divide the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, I was going to play the clip with. Let me try this.
Well, just call him an Edomite. A cracker. Oh, he's black. Call him a coon. Call him a coon. Works every time. Call him a coon.
Oh, I got another idea. Brother Jay, have you ever sang?
That one's playing. Let me see here. Yeah, it's not playing.
Well, just
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the clip is not playing. It's not playing. I thought I could get it to play. You know what I'm talking about, Sister E, when they blew up the Hebrew Israelites.
If they go back to your video where you showed it, they could be able to see where he makes jokes and then he, causes the building, he's playing as if he's Islamic terrorist, and he proceeds to have the two guys with the upside down book as if they can't read, and make jokes and fun of them and then blow the building up. But what's so interesting is if you look at everybody within our community, a majority of us are, not only do we have degrees, but we have degrees in science, computer science, information systems. All of us are degreed and work in some form of IT. So to portray us as if we're unintelligent, that is, being honest, being real with you, we're probably more smarter than them, because majority of us had to study math and science to get through our degree, and we got degrees from accredited colleges. So
Exactly.
It's not like, and I'm not knocking people that went and got online degrees, but we had to get up and go to class, and we went to predominantly white colleges. I went to one and I graduated from one. You as well. A majority of us did.
Exactly. I went way out to Tulsa, though.
He was in
I
Oklahoma.
was in Oklahoma from New Jersey.
To portray us as uneducated, that is so hilarious. Because what we do every day will make their heads they couldn't be able to manage the things that we do. And the things we have to read. We have to read lines of code. We have to implement projects. We have to do things that, I'm going to be real with you. A lot of them came out of school with philosophy. When I was in college, the philosophy majors were a joke. And I ain't knocking, and I'm not knocking people that have degrees in philosophy. I'm not saying that. Or psychology. I take that back. In psychology, I'm not knocking it. But what I'm trying to say is when we were in college, we had the degrees where we had to take math, we had to take shell programming. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
C++, data.
Fortran.
Woo. And you sitting
Oh,
here,
Fortran rather.
man, I wish I could just have opened up a psychology book and ran with it. We had hard courses.
Yeah.
And to sit there and make jokes about us. When I tell you every single person in our community, I say, what do you do? IT. What do you do? IT, computer science, engineering. And I'm like, wow. Everybody in their community all had the same degree. I'm like, wow.
Exactly. And that's the one thing, even though, I'm not one to throw my stuff out there. We don't brag about what we know, but it should be obvious that we're educated. And I'm one of those, even if I didn't achieve any high level of academia, there should not warrant anyone to try to belittle me for what I know or don't know. I'm seeing Bakar here. Yeah, I see you got your CCNA and your Python. Yeah, I wrote Python scripts and did the CCNA as well.
And that's so funny that man.
Yeah. So we're geeks here. We're geeks. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is we don't walk around with that on our sleeves, letting everyone know what we do and what we're into. They do. It's like they want that's like a badge. You want to show your degrees, show that you have a degree in seminary, but yet still struggling with the basic understanding of grace.
Man.
Certain basic things they are still struggling with.
Let me show you.
And the disciples, that's why I love the scriptures, because based upon the scriptures, based upon how their standards is now, the disciples wouldn't be able to teach the word.
Correct.
I mean, the Hebrew Israelite Messiah wouldn't be able to teach the word. Why? Because, he didn't go to, he didn't have the high level degrees according to man to validate who he is. Of course, we know he was thorough with the law. We know that he taught in the temple, but based upon where things are now, they wouldn't even allow him. You know what I mean? They'll give him the pat down of, hey, you're not a Calvinist. You know what I mean? Well, they'll go in on him.
Yep. And that's just the whole community. It's interesting. They're just, when I saw the book upside down, I said, they don't even realize the reason we're functioning the way we all function is because we analyze, we watch, we pay attention. We don't react. They react. That's all they do is react. We proactive. But when we hit you, we're going to hit you hard because we think different.
Exactly.
I can't. And I'm looking at all these people in here and much respect. Y'all have to have dealt with us. You have to, and even to understand what this is, you have to have a level of analytical skills to be able to decode the word of God. When I say it like that, somebody took it personally. I said, that's what we literally do. We're looking at the word of God and saying, okay, this is what it means, but let me look a bit deeper. That's our jobs. We don't look at things at a surface level. We got to look deeper into it and figure out what it means.
That's right.
I'm like, they're a joke to me. They really are. They're a joke. When you got and I'm not knocking the trucking industry. Please, people, if you do have a license to drive trucks, man, more power to you, because you are making all the money. Truck drivers make plenty of money. But when you put yourself in the capacity to talk as if you know about DNA and like you're a DNA specialist, but you have not even made it through, you pretty much, and I don't want to knock anybody again. I don't want to knock a job, but I will say this, stay in your lane in some cases. Now, a lot of us speak on DNA because we think it, but overall, these people act like they have doctorates in DNA studies. They act like that. And I'm sitting here like, you haven't, come on now. And I ain't knocking the skill and feel. All fields count. Everybody got to have a job. If you working, hats off to you. But sometimes you got to realize I got to stay in my lane. You are strong in Hebrew. I'm not crazy enough to hop over there and say, I know Hebrew. No. Do I want to know it? Yes. But that's your strength. And what they've done is literally ran with something and said that they are a specialist in telling us we're not Israelites, and they have yet to provide the proof. So now what they're doing is this, what Vocab does, insult us.
Exactly. Now let me give a couple of props out here. I see Jay Highstyle. He got me laughing here. He says, I have a doctorate in education, but does A+ certification count?
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, you make money off of that. My area of studies when I went to Tulsa was aeronautical engineering. But I'm gonna tell you, my certifications did a lot. In terms of money, far as from PMP to, I think I saw someone up here with ethical hackers. More power to you for being able to pass that exam. I did the security plus, but I didn't do the ethical hackers, and it takes a lot to be able to pass that. So all the nerds, all the geeks up in here, I want to give you special shout outs. And I want to just give special shout outs to those that are blue collar, because it's still, we all participate to this thing, because the disciples, most of them were blue collar, will be considered blue collar. But guess what? They taught the word like no one else was able to teach it. They confounded the wise per se.
Yep.
So,
and the only reason I brought up education, because I know people like Eric Mason and them say things like you need to be degreed up. And they've said that to me, said that to Berean once, and Berean said that to me, where, these are doctorates. You got to be degreed up. I said, Berean, they not the only, you fascinated by their degrees. All of us have degrees. If you want to talk about education, so that's why I brought that up. I mean, anybody that's working, hats off to you, blue collar, white collar, it doesn't matter. All of us trying to make money and, survive and take care of our families. But it's only because they have stipulations and rules to make it seem like their degrees are, just the best. When you look at it, you just like it's a piece of paper, just like mine is a piece of paper.
Amen. I want to say peace and blessings to Rabbi Yusef Israel as well. I'm going to try this again, see if this works. If it does, then we'll play the video. If not, we'll just say a few more comments, and then we'll get ready to wrap up. But let me play, see if this one works here. Let's see.
Divide the whole number, the hoof. Divide the lowest common denominator, the hoof. And be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Unclean to who?
Unclean to you.
That's right.
So, you are the real Hebrews, actually Israelites, and the true Jews?
All praises to the Most High God. You finally get it.
Yeah, like we always say, we are the true Jews.
True Jews. Well, like I always say, Allahu Akbar!
And
You can see the expression on my face right now.
I think all of us got that expression right now. When I even put the initial videos together, I was really upset by seeing all of this. And I mean, it's unfortunate that, again, even to see our own people playing those roles, inside that video, pushing the narrative of us being uneducated, pushing stereotypes and everything, that black exploitation, the Tanakh upside down, and they're reading from a Tanakh upside down. And they think that is funny. Even how they're articulating themselves. And yet they think that's funny. They think that they are doing the will of the Father with that craziness. I don't know if you're saying anything, Sister, but your mic is muted. So.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything.
Okay, I thought you were saying something.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate in terms of just to see the level that our people have stooped to, have gone to, just for the sake of being part of something, that they're willing to allow this person to do all these different things. And what he did was he began to, once we start bringing these videos to the surface, calling this out, what he began to do is he started saturating his channel with a series of, okay, let's show you the 30 famous Black Christians, start watering it down, trying to push those controversial videos down, further down. That's just kind of a playbook that many use in order to try to disguise some of the things that they've done. They'll try to put good things about themselves, all kinds of stuff, to try to push whatever's bad down to further down the search engine. So just to see the levels that he, the layers and layers of insults, and yet they still were supporting him. I mean, even when he called himself talking about the pews, and just seeing in the comment section the insults that people were making about our people that was down in Savannah, Georgia. All those different things were just unbelievable. Not just like you said, they did what they, he's going to do what he does, but it's the people, our people supporting him. Him wearing a Africa, a map of Africa on his shirt while he's going in on Pastor Dow, and then bring my name up in it to insult me out of arbitrarily do with that. Then what's that also with the whole thing with what's this the video he did with the entertainers coming out as Hebrew Israelites, but yet he has a sister, right, sitting on the panel going against our people.
See, and that's sad, but it's all about money. When you look at it, it's all about that dollar sign. It has nothing to do with the spirit. It's all about the dollar sign. Since he's gotten his channel demonetized, I tell the people this. I try to keep the commercials off my channel now because I don't see the meaning of it anymore. Every blue moon, I might throw a commercial out there, but I'm not doing this for money. You're not doing this for money. Because guess what? All of us pretty much say, hey, I gotta go to work. That's how you gonna eat. Even though Paul was an apostle, he still was a tent maker. He had a job. He was a tent maker, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He was a tent maker. So he had a job. The apostles, some of the disciples were fishermen. They had jobs. Even Christ was a carpenter. Everybody had a form or some type of skill set. They have none. Their job is this. This is their skill set. Getting on YouTube to make money. He's upset about the fact of his channel is not monetized anymore. Well, you still have 23,000 followers. You can still minister. It's all about ministry, right? Or is this about your channel being demonetized?
Yeah.
Because they can demonetize my channel. It doesn't matter. And some of us just do Patreon. I'm going to be honest. Some of us do Patreon so that we can keep the stragglers out. And sometimes we go that far because we just don't, we're tired. Brian does what he does on Patreon, and I may do it later. But sometimes we just want to have a good build with the community without people in our community feel like their faces are going to be on somebody's screen. So, but they do it for money. I mean, and that's plain and simple. Eric Mason is about book sales. Every time they want a book sale, they come for us. That's their money. Vocab, getting big, ticket, big money coming, when he does his things through super chat. That's how he makes his money. I want to ask all of them, hey, if you didn't have to monetize your channel and didn't have to do Patreon, would you still be able to pay your bills?
Exactly. And, I've been, Facebook doesn't let me do any type of monetization. Remember I told you that? Mm-hmm. But it's no big deal because that's not, where I get my resources from. I earn, we have we have to wake up in the morning. Like tomorrow morning, I gotta literally get up, right? And what? Put my hands to the, to the keyboard. I was about to say put my feet to the plow, but I gotta put my hands on the keyboard, right? But we all have a 9 to 5. And even when we first started our ministry, my wife would tell you, the people at our assembly would tell you, we made it clear. When Yah called me the pastor, I made it clear. I said, Yah, I want to make sure that we have our house. We want to make sure that we have whatever cars we want, whatever things we want to have it before we start the ministry, because we don't want a single person to get the assumption that we have made we obtained all these things while from the ministry. We made an assertive effort to get all these things from our hard-earned working, whether it's for ourselves or working for someone, but we wanted to make sure we had all these things before we started the ministry. We don't make, I don't get paid a salary for pastoring. That's not why I got into this. If that was the case, guess what? We wouldn't even be doing this right now.
Correct.
So again, that's where you start getting into the hireling, like the scripture talks about.
Yeah. And that's why he has to keep pushing content out like that, because that's how he makes his money. If I make fun of the Israelite community, if I make fun of the a Muslim community, I'm going to make money off of this. So let me consistently do this. And now that money train is cut because YouTube says, no, we're not going to monetize your channel anymore. And guess what? He is like, y'all send emails, get them. What are we sending emails for? Did they shut your channel down? No, you can keep going with your 23,000 followers. You should be good. Or are you upset because your money has been cut? It's key.
That's it. It's the money. This guy said, hey, it's been great working from home these past few months. Hey, I'm with you. But one thing I have to do is remember to go outside, because if I lock myself in my office, you already know, sister, you see my office. And for those that don't know me, but she'll tell you, I don't have all kinds of stuff on my walls. I don't have a I love me wall in my office. You won't even know that I was in the military or anything unless I tell you. You won't know anything about my education unless I tell you.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, and that's key. I mean, even the period I was unemployed, I was doing these lives, and it wasn't about the money. It was just about, seeing to the people, making sure they're good. Because Sister E's gonna be fine, because I know the Most High Yah is gonna keep me. But never once was I pushing, monetize my. No, this is all about ministry, and I'm not feeding myself off of this. Even though if people willing to give, praise God for the people that gave, and I thank God for everything that they've done for far as supporting my channel. But that's not what it's about. We understand. My dad taught me, if you don't work, you don't eat. You have to have work ethics. In fact, it's against the word of God not to get up and go to work.
Exactly. That's the scriptures. So the person that don't work, they don't eat. And also, guess what? You're worse than the infidel if you don't provide for your family.
Correct.
That's all up in the scriptures. So, but I'm gonna show this last video, and then we'll find out. I'll share our thoughts on it and open it up if anyone have any comments that they'd like to share, and then we'll just wrap it up, okay? Because I know you got an early morning just like I do, right?
Oh, so yes, 8 o'clock. Right.
Good thing I don't have to go in.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
All right, so let's see here. I'm going to play this last video here.
Well, just call him an Edomite. A cracker. Oh, he's black. Call him a coon. Call him a coon. Works every time. Call him a coon.
Unbelievable, right?
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's his ministry.
Unbelievable. And, they still want to support this guy. Using the term cracker and using the term coon all in the same breath. If it's basically what he's saying, you're saying that, if he's white, Edomite, call him a coon. If you're saying he's black, okay. Call him a cracker. If he's black, call him a coon. That is inappropriate behavior. That's something that we should not, none of us should be engaging in, you know. Unbelievable. And they were justifying that, saying that, hey, it's just satire, it's just him, you know, imitating. Well, let us imitate that. Let's go to our jobs and imitate any group of people and see how long you'll be at that job.
Man, you're right. If he had a real job, and let me emphasize, a real job, and his job found out he was doing videos like this, he would be in trouble. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. I'm going to play it one more time, guys, so you can see, and you could bring it up if you see them talking about this. You know, this is what I point out. You know, so you're okay with Vocab singing songs about slavery in the USA, creating stereotypical videos, you know, blowing up our people, blowing up, I mean, using Islam, you know, just the stereotypes with that, you know, the coons and the crackers, you know, all those terms that he used, you know, using camel urine, using a brother man as a prop to pour camel urine in his, even the visual of that is crazy. But let me play this one more time, and then we'll get your thoughts, and we'll get ready to wrap this up.
Well, just call him an Edomite. A cracker. Oh, he's black. Call him a coon. Call him a coon. Works every time. Call him a coon.
Wow. Wow. Every time I see it, it just makes me mad. But again, it's about money. They fighting to ensure that Vocab's channel is back monetized. God forbid Vocab got to get up and get a job. But that's what the UA community is fighting for. They're not fighting to get his channel back on. They're fighting for him to get his channel back monetized. Do you realize how many people in the Israelite community's channels have been demonetized? Do we have a campaign for that? No, we move on and keep going. But that's exactly what they're fighting for, not to keep. And let me emphasize, family, they're not fighting for his channel to be back on. His channel is still active. They're fighting YouTube because YouTube took his monetization rights away. And that's even an email that he can't, you know, do super chats and do commercials anymore. Oh, wow. So is that what it's about? Okay.
Exactly. And let me make it clear. Let us make it clear. Our channels are, you know, we don't have that feature, not because we're promoting hate speech, or we're not, or we're exhibiting the behaviors of Vocab. All right. So mine's, they said I can't monetize because one of the videos I took a news clip, and they said that even though they're not going to hold it against me, but it's still me using somebody else's information that's, quote, unauthorized.
Wow.
Right. So it's not like, you know, me posting anything crazy, or, you know, doing, you know, exhibiting those behaviors that Vocab is doing and that these guys are condoning. Not that. So I just wanted to make it clear to the people that ours are not for that type of behavior. It's not associated with hate speech or hate, you know, hateful things and content along that line.
Yep. And what's so crazy is I'm trying to figure out how his channel has been able to maintain this long without being demonetized a long time ago, because they scan your videos when you get ready to, and I just stopped doing commercials altogether because it didn't make sense to me, and I just said I'm not doing it. But when you do have that on your channel and you click the little money symbol on it, they scan your video, and if your video is deemed inappropriate, you get limited commercials. You'll get limited commercials on your page. And I just talked about the virus that we're going through right now, and happened to say it in my video. They scanned my video and said you can get limited ads. And I was like, wow, they caught that. So all this stuff that he's been doing, he's been able to still float under the radar. I'm shocked. Actually, what he's doing, his channel is supposed to be shut down.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly. That's what's supposed to happen.
because they got real strict guidelines. It's like 3 strikes, you're out. Just like they did Thoughts Camera Action. They shut him down just because he did a video about Vlad TV.
Yeah.
And they shut him down. And here it is, Vocab's doing this and he's been able to maintain. But again, family, it's not about the fact of his channel is shut down. It's just the fact of Vocab's mad because he can't make money on his channels anymore. That's what he's mad about.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. He's still going to do what he does until they shut his channel down.
yep. So they'll talk about us after this. They're gonna go do 50 videos. Well, let's check and see if Sister E making money. Yes, I've done commercials. Guess what? I don't really do them anymore because it's stupid. And there are some people that bless me and decide to, give me super chats. And I might have my super chat down here, but I only have it down there because I get messages of, Sister E, we can't see your super chat. We need to see your super chat because we don't know how, not super chat, but your Cash App. We can't see your Cash App. What is it? So I just put it down there so people won't have to search for it. But I don't get on here campaigning, to give to my Cash App. I mean, no, that's not why I'm doing this. So, but they mad. He mad right now because he ain't making no money. That's what that is. So
That's right. That's right.
I'm done on that one.
And just a couple of not videos, but a couple of scriptures I just want to point out, about this type of behavior. Romans chapter 14, verse 16 says, let not then your good be evil spoken of.
Yep.
1 Corinthians 15:33 says, be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners. I'll say that again. Evil communications corrupt good manners. James 1, verse 26 and 27 says, if a man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion is undefiled before Yah, and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their afflictions, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. And then lastly, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13 says this, the remnant of Israel, now this is dealing with Israel, guys, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity. And that means what? Bending, twisting the laws, the commandments of Yah, his word. And it goes on to say, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, rather, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. All right. So the scriptures make it clear that this type of behavior is not condoned, and we cannot point the finger at what other people are doing, and we're doing the same thing. So we cannot be hypocritical when it comes to that, or hypercritics, so to speak. So let's make sure that at least with what we do, within what we do, our confines, within our platforms, within the chats and everything, let's keep things at a high level. Let's be respectful towards one another. If there's someone acting crazy inside the chat, guess what? Just let us know. One of us would remove them. But let's not give them any more air to oxygen, rather, to breathe, because oxygen or fire needs oxygen, right? With no oxygen, the fire can't burn.
Yep.
So any final thoughts, Sister E, before we as we get ready to wrap this up?
I have no other final thoughts, but y'all just stay in prayer for yourselves, but also keep us in prayer, because these are the things that Pastor Kelly have to deal with. I have to deal with, Teo, all of us have to deal with within these communities, because in a lot of cases we are, and I said this to Pastor Kelly, I said in some cases there are ministries within our community that really act as if they don't see the need of what we're doing, but we're almost like the frontline defense to keep them from attacking their ministries. Because that's what their goal is. Their goal is to get to the ministries. But what we've done is make a unified front to say, you're not going to do that. So keep us lifted, because sometimes it gets a little frustrating, because again, a lot of us are speaking from our hearts. We're speaking from love. We're speaking from, the love of the Most High Yah, and we're asking him for understanding. And we don't always get it right because we're human. But our goal is to walk in be obedient to him. And just keep us lifted. Keep all of us in prayer. We'll definitely keep y'all in prayer. But these are the things that we deal with. These are the people we deal with. And it gets burdensome. It gets frustrating sometimes.
That's right. That's right. So, guys, keep that in mind. And this weekend, we'll be dealing with vocab some more. We'll be dealing with, as you see the title, the spirit of the slave catcher. There's a lot that goes with that lesson, and we're going to expose that behavior. And we'll pick up where we left off with this weekend as well, with teaching the name of the Most High. I know I left everyone kind of like at a cliffhanger, but we're going to do part 2 to that lesson, so that way you can see the ancient pronunciation of the Most High, the ancient pronunciation of his Son, the ancient pronunciation of the Holy Spirit. But nevertheless, really appreciate everyone for tuning in. I know this was last minute, but we appreciate you guys. Continue to pray for us, because again, we come up under all kinds of attacks for what we do. So keep your head up. Let's stay focused, and let's be one. Let's be that one community that the Most High has called us to be. Yes. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate it, Sister E, for you jumping aboard and doing this last minute discussion. We said we'll do it for 30 minutes, but you know how we kind of got that habit from the church, right? We say we're just going to, how the pastors get up and say, well, let me use my Kojic voice. I'm not going to be before you long. I don't believe in being long-winded. I don't believe in re-preaching or teaching, after someone has already given the word. But I just want to touch on this real quick. If you could just give me 5 minutes, can I get some hands up right now? If you just want to give me 5 minutes, can I just get 30 people give me 5 minutes? All right, let me count it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I got at least an hour to play with. Thank you. I know there's a God somewhere. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it moving. All right there. And before you know it, it's like an hour, 2 hours later.
Oh my gosh, they shouted 5 times. I don't knock praise, but they shouted 5 times. He done preached. Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a long one when they say, I'm not going to be before you long. I'm just going to be very brief. I'm going to be straight to the point. I can exegete this text, but I'm just going to keep it simple. And before you already know, man, he set us up for an hour and a half, 2 hours easily.
Oh gosh.
So yeah. So we went a lot longer than what we said we were going to go, but we hope you guys got blessed by this. But again, guys, let's keep it simple, let's keep it honest, and let's keep it holy. All right, we're the people of the book, but let's not just say we are the people of the book. Let our actions line up to what's required of us. Hallelujah. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close out. Remember this: can't go back, can't stay here, keep moving forward. And that comes from Exodus chapter 14, verse 13 to 14, where it says, Moses said to the people, "Fear ye not, stand still, see the salvation of Yahweh." The Egyptians that you see today, in other words, that stronghold or whatever attacks, you will never have to deal with it again. It will not have power over you again, because Yah will fight for you. But guess what? We have to hold our peace. We cannot, we have to stop talking so much and just sit back and allow Yah to do what he's going to do. So with that being said, can't go back, can't stay here, keep moving forward. All right. Blessings, everyone.